Hey everyone, I'm Mind, and today I'm going to be going over what my dream Ninjago minifigure series would be. If I could pick any minifigures and as many minifigures as I want to be in a Ninjago minifigure series, here's what I would pick. I'm going to do another video, maybe next week, maybe in a couple weeks, going over what I think a realistic minifigure series would look like, what I think LEGO would actually do if they were picking. But here's what I would do if it was up to me what Ninjago CMF would be. I have 22 figures in this list because I think Harry Potter Series 1 had 22, so I think that's the maximum minifigures they would do. I don't think they would do more than that because obviously I could just list 100 figures, and that's not very realistic. Like, yes, this is my dream CMF. My dream CMF, yeah, it would have every figure we've never gotten, but I'm sticking with 22. Like, that's more than I would expect. Like, spoiler alert for my future video, I expect they'll do only 16 if we were to get an Ninjago minifigure series, so... for my dream series, I actually did 22 because my dream series would be a larger series. So, with all that out of the way, let's talk about my picks. So first on my list, I have rebooted Nia. This is the outfit that Nia wore pretty much throughout all of seasons 3, 4, and 5, and even after she became a ninja, she still wore it for a significant portion of the episodes. Like, whenever she had to go incognito or casual clothes, she still wore this outfit, so I think this would be a super cool figure to get. Since it's a minifigure series and they can go with a higher level of detail, I think it would be also cool to get her, like, little wristband thing printed on her arm. I know we did get that in Kabuki Nia, which is a figure we have, but it would be cool to get it on just, like, a yellow arm, so you could put it on Season 1 or 2 Nia as well, since we already have that figure. But I think rebooted Nia is really important to get, because she was just, obviously it's Nia, she's a main character in the show, and she had an outfit for, like, multiple seasons straight that we never got physically, so yeah, that's one I'd definitely love to have. Next, we have Digizen. This one, it's simple why I want this one. Like, we don't have a Digizen minifigure, and while I still believe we will get one at some point, if one doesn't come out in, like, a poly bag or as a promotion, I think it would be cool to get him in a minifigure series, just to complete that collection, and because Digizen does use, like, dual molding and arm printing, it makes sense for him to be in a CMF, since it is, like, a more high-quality figure. Next on the list, we have Rocky Danger Buff with Baby Woo. I think for a Cole variant, this is a given. Like, we got Snake Jaguar, and I think to have Rocky Danger Buff to go with him would have been really cool. And because Cole, like, really was the one who took care of Baby Woo, it would be a good way to get a Baby Woo figure as well. Because our Baby Woo figure that we got was pretty much just the standard LEGO baby head on the generic torso. So to get a proper, like, full Baby Woo figure with, like, accurate printing and an accurate expression would be really cool, and I think it would work well as an accessory for Rocky Danger Buff. Next, we have Blacksmith Kai. This one is another, like, given for me. Like, it was in the first episode of the show, and it was in the last episode of Master of the Spinjitzu. Kai wore his blacksmith outfit in the end of the March of the Oni. So, yeah, I think it would make a ton of sense to get that. That's a figure I wanted as a kid, and I still want today. And it could be his new design or his old design. I think either would work, and it would just look really cool, and it'd be a great one to get. Next, we have a choice that some of you might disagree with, but Oni Garmadon. I agree with you guys that this looks super, super goofy in the show, but even still, it's like the ultimate, like, powerful version of Garmadon, so as goofy as it looks, I would still love to have it, just to have that version of Garmadon. A young Garmadon could be another choice here, either I'd be cool with, but I think Oni Garmadon would be more interesting, because, well, young Garmadon's cool. A lot of people would disagree with me on this, but I really don't care about past figures. Like, a lot of people, like, say, oh, I want the original Master of Lightning, or the original Master of Ice. I prefer to get characters that are still around in the show. And yes, I know I want Dr. Julian, but that's because he was around in the show while the show was going on. Like, I don't really care for original Masters of Ice. I'd rather get the current Elemental Masters. Which, speaking of that, next four on the list, Gravis, Bolobo, Camille, and Jacob. Not much to explain there. Like, I like all four of these characters, and I like their designs, but mostly I just want them to complete the Elemental Master collection, because we're so close, we just need these four, so I think having all four of them in the minifigure series would be great, and in a dream series, I would do all four. In a realistic series, well, you'll see that in a couple weeks or so, but I don't think they would do all four. But yeah, especially Camille. I think she's a super cool design for a character, and I would love to get her, but I want all four to complete the collection. Next, we have my pride and joy, my most wanted minifigure of all time, Dr. Julian. He's such an important part. He's an important part of the backstory in Season 1, and he's actually, like, a main part of the team in Season 2. So I'm actually shocked that we haven't gotten one yet. Like, with all the exclusive minifigure packs and everything that we've gotten, I'm surprised it didn't come with a Bricktober or something, considering we got, like, Nero and a White Ninjoid. I'm surprised we never got a Dr. Julian minifigure. So, yeah, Dr. Julian's my most wanted minifigure ever. Like, not just in a minifigure series, just ever. If you could say, we only get one Ninjago minifigure ever again, what do you want? Dr. Julian, 100%. Another minifigure I really, really want is Casual Harumi, just because her casual outfit was the outfit she wore most in Sons of Garmadon, was just her, like, hoodie with the hood down and just the green outfit. And it looks nice, but mostly just because it's her main outfit from the show. And yet we got every other version of Harumi. We got Princess, we got Avatar, we got Oni Mask, and we got Evil. But we never got her casual outfit, even though her casual outfit is her most worn outfit. So I really wish we could get casual Harumi, and yeah, she's a definite pick for this series. Another controversial one is Faith. A lot of people are like, oh, this is a waste of parts, right? Because her torso and legs already exist. Same with her hair. Like, it would literally just be a face print. But Faith is so important to the story in Season 9 that it's crazy that we haven't gotten her. And yes, I know we have Heavy Metal, but Heavy Metal and Faith are different. Like, Faith, just having her face, it would be, like, she was Faith for longer than she was Heavy Metal in that season, so I feel like it's super important to get her at some point. They could have her return in the show because they showed her come back in March of the Oni, so it shows to me that, like, hey, the first realm still exists, and they may revisit it at some point, so maybe if she ever returns to the show, we can get her in a set, but if we were to get a minifigure series, I'd want her to be one of the slots. Next, we have Lou, Cole's dad. I was not so sure about this one, because I definitely do not want Lou as much as I want Dr. Julian, but if we had Lou, we would have all of the ninja's parents. We would have all of the ninja's parents, so I think he would be a good one to get. Obviously, not Cole's mother, but you know what I said. I want the parents who have been alive throughout the course of the show, which I know sounds really, really dark, but Lou is the one that actually appeared in episodes, while Cole's mother only appeared in backstories this most recent season, so, well, she would be cool as well. Lou's the one I really want. Mistake is another one. We technically have a Mistake figure, but it's terrible. Its face print is just some random old lady from City with glasses, and Mistake never wore glasses, and it doesn't look like her at all. So yeah, I hate our current Mistake figure, and I would love a new one that's actually accurate to the show. Next, we've got Kid Woo. This is another weird choice. If you can't tell, I love Hunted. But we got Teen Woo, and we got Baby Woo, so I would love to have Kid Woo as well, just to have, like, all three variants of Woo from that, those seasons, because Kid Woo was, again, just like Faith, a very big part of that season. He was a kid for at least half of Hunted, so it's weird that we don't have one at all. We had two other variants. We had, like, Teen Woo and, like, Golden Armor Teen Woo from that wave, but we never had Kid Woo, so I think Kid Woo would be a very good one to get. Next, we have Anaconda Chen. This is, like, a really niche pick, but something I always wanted, and I'm hoping, like, this is a CMF. This is imagining a CMF, like, right now, like, with what we have. And I'm hoping with Legacy next year, I assume we're going to get more tournament sets, and I assume we'll get some sort of Chen figure next year, some sort of Legacy Chen figure. I really hope our Legacy Chen figure is Anaconda Chen, because I understand he didn't come in the original wave. That would be a little bit of a spoiler for the show, and they may not have even planned for Anaconda Chen at that point. But at this point, the show's been out for, what, 5 years, or 6 years at that point. So Anaconda Chen, like, isn't a spoiler anymore. Like, you could put that on shelves, and I think if we were to, like, we're going to get a Chen figure from Legacy eventually, so I think if it was Anaconda Chen, that'd be a really good way to give us a figure we don't have yet. So I really hope for Anaconda Chen next year, but if he doesn't come in sets, I would love him in a minifigure series, because Tournament is one of my favorite seasons ever, and Anaconda, like, I think it's weird that we have the Anaconda, but not the leader of them, which is Chen in that season, so Anaconda Chen would be very, very cool. Skylar or Garmadon would also be cool, but I think Chen's the one I want the most. Next, we have Fuji Dove. Not much to say there. He's funny. I enjoy him in the show, and I think it'd be a great one to put in a minifigure series, and I also think he's very likely. I think if they did a minifigure series, they probably would include Fuji Dove. Another big one, the Mechanic. I really like the Mechanic in the show, just not necessarily the character, but the idea of him having this, like, consistent villain that's never been the main villain of the show, but that just does petty crimes. And it's just really cool to have him, and I would love to have him as a minifigure, and I think a minifigure series is the perfect place to include the Mechanic. Here's another huge one, Cyrus Borg. We need a good Cyrus Borg figure. Yes, we technically have Overborg, but Overborg is not Cyrus Borg. It's a variant of him that only appeared for, like, 1 or 2 episodes that doesn't make any sense. Like, that isn't a normal Cyrus Borg, and even the back of his face, it doesn't have glasses, so it doesn't look like him. So if the back of his face had glasses, I would want this less, but we don't really have a good face print for Cyrus Borg, and, like, the torso and legs that we have aren't, like, incredible, so I would definitely love a new Cyrus Borg figure, and it could come with the wheelchair piece, or it could come with, like, robotic legs, but either way, I think it would work great in a minifigure series. Here's one that most people will probably disagree with, but the Commissioner, he reuses, like, Lego City pieces, which I know, like, obviously, we don't really want that in a minifigure series, but I think they could do him in a way where they would give him a new outfit for the minifigure series, and then update his outfit in the show. But we don't have the mustache piece in gray. I did make a custom Commissioner that I have, so I'm not, like, huge into this one, but I would love an official one. Yeah, I think he's just another, like, important part of the Ninjago world, and I would love to have him. Second to last, we have Captain Soto. Again, like the mechanic, I think he's an important part of world building, just to have these villains who exist in the world but aren't really like actively pursuing the ninjas, so that's really cool. He's a really cool character. And yeah, we have the prison version, and you could technically make a custom if you have like other pirate figures, but I prefer an official version of him, so Captain Soto is one I would really like. And then finally, I would like Gail Gossip, because she's another consistent part of the show. She's been in the show since season 1, and she's still around today, and she's a side character, and like she's been named multiple times, and there isn't really parts to make her. Like, her face doesn't really exist in LEGO, her hair doesn't really exist in that color, and her torso and legs definitely don't exist. I've looked, because I've looked into making a custom. You can make a decent custom, but not accurate to what she is in the show, so I would love an official, accurate version of Gail Gossip. But those are my picks for my own custom Ninjago minifigure series. There's probably some I forgot because there's so many characters we haven't gotten in LEGO, so if you can think of one in the comments, let me know. And I would probably, like, if I was given like 3 months to think about this, I probably would swap out some of these minifigures, but as of this moment right now, I did some thinking, I did some looking at some stuff, and I think these would be my top 22. And this is my dream Ninjago minifigure series. As I said, in a couple of weeks, I'm going to be doing another video talking about a realistic Ninjago minifigure series, what I think I would actually get. But yeah, for this video, let me know what you guys think of my picks in the comments below. Is there anything you would change? Do you hate my list? Do you think it's terrible? Let me know in the comments. I'm curious to hear. But if you enjoyed this video, please press like and subscribe if you're new. I do LEGO and Ninjago videos like this every single day, so if you subscribe, you'll be the first to see them. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.